Hello, everybody. Sorry, I am a touch late. There are two reasons for it. So my apologies, I'm 5 minutes late. Number one, I have just sat there and done the first couple of minutes of this tutorial, realizing that I hadn't pressed the live button. Now, can you believe that? Everything's sort of whirring and oh my goodness me. And that's because I couldn't get my headphones to actually connect properly. Earlier on, it was the microphone. Nothing that was wrong. Hello, under. Hello. And my second reason was I did a multi-stream, very short 5 minutes in Instagram, but I couldn't tell who was watching, if anybody. So if you saw me in there, could you let me know? It was only a wee couple of minutes. But because I was ready and I've been experimenting, I just wanted to know how it went. Hi, Anne, how are you? Hi, hi, hi. Are you well? Lovely to see you. Hello, Agus. Hello. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Hi, Zoe. Hi, how are you? Are you going to be jumping on tonight? It'd be lovely if you are. If not, don't worry. And if you do want to pop on, Zoe or Anne or Agus or anyone that would like to actually do that, let's just play this. And so I've just put the link in there, and the link was on the screen, but you can't hyperlink it, so I've just pasted it in there. So that bit was working. So can you believe I was actually trying to stream to you all, doing it, and I was about halfway down, and I thought, I don't think this is going out. Oh, you can join in 5 minutes, right? I'm going to be talking a little bit then. I'll need to sort of just prepare your camera. Give me a mo and we'll try and sort of bring that in. I might need to kind of have you sitting in the green room for a bit. So Zoe might be joining us. Let's just, bear with me. I'm just going to make sure, Zoe, that I've got you in there. Okay, right, bear with me. Zoe, I'm popping you in the green room for a moment. All right. Okay. Right. All right, everybody. I am going to just say that because Zoe's joining us, I've got to try and get the camera changed over. Okay. Right, and so therefore that's what happens when I don't know if Zoe's coming in. It's last week's card. We've done at the tower, so my apologies. Right, okay. There we go. That's changing. Right, Zoe, I need to assign you as guest one and put you in on the right. And put your mic on, and then echo cancellation. Hi! Buffering a
I,
little bit. I can hear you
Pardon?
now. Are you all right, my lovely?
Yeah, fine. Thanks to you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Look at this beautiful card tonight. The
Yeah, I love it.
star. Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? And so what does it all mean? Okay, Zoe, you can ask any questions as we're going along. All right. So, this is a card that will illuminate your readings and bring a deeper insight into everything. We'll be looking at the lady's posture in this. There you go. Oh, lovely. Hi, Anne. You're welcome to join us too, Anne. I've got room for another one if you want. But I'll have to do that silly thing of last week's card because I didn't know anyone was coming in tonight. I love the star card too. And do you know the astrological sign that it's linked to? Do you know which sign? Yeah. I'll tell you in a minute if you don't, but you know, if anybody does. Zoe, do you know which sign it links with?
I have no idea.
No problem, no problem. Okay. Um, well, I'm going to give a couple of hints. It's the star sign that actually is, they are very, very passionate about their ideology. It links with politics, it links with social networks, and in the modern day world, that's all of it. That's social media. She's got the answer. It's Aquarius. The dawning of the age of Aquarius. Yeah, that song. So yeah, it's Aquarius. So Aquarians, quirky, beautiful Aquarius. And what goes on with, she's writing it, so she's got predictive text. I know how it goes. So yeah, who else have we got? I've definitely got the spinning ball coming in on here. That I just want to make sure that I've said hi and put everyone's comments up. I have. Okay, so we're going to get into this card now. So we're going to be looking at the fact that she's pouring water from 2 jugs. And what does that represent? It's the potential for nourishing the earth and returning it back to the source. Okay, so the message between the water is the emotion, but it's actually coming in as in it's the flow of water and it's nourishing the earth from the source. So from the rain, we actually, get our water, it collects, and she's actually putting it back into the earth. This represents the conscious and the subconscious mind. So the conscious says, oh gosh, yes, I know that, I've got blue hair at my end, like Zoe has. And subconsciously, somebody may be thinking, I don't know how she does that. The subconscious kind of goes, it's your intuition, and it's the kind of things that we're not aware of on that level that is so crystal clear. People will say, I'm sure I thought the phone was going to ring. Subconsciously, believe it or not, I know I'm a psychic and I use that muscle a lot, but it always surprises me how I kind of go, I'm going to hear from customer A, B, C, D, whichever it is. Even if I spoke to them this morning, I'll know that they're going to be coming in again. Or I know I won't hear from them from a while, and it's not because they've had any kind of a reading. It's just a feeling of that's what I've got to do. So I usually try and dash and do the things that I need to do if I kind of listen to that subconscious. The celestial landscape in this card. Okay, so we've got that 8-pointed star, and that is symbolic of various cultures and its connection to the divine guidance. Yeah, you get that too, Anne. So you know what I mean. With the subconscious is going, I better hear from them. Absolutely. You get a kind of, it's because you're connecting with them. You're connecting with them in the reading. And then when you finish, you pick up your crystal and you kind of bring yourself back to who you are. And then it's a case of, right, back to me now. But you've still got that connection. Walking around with that stuff in your head. Never worry about that, okay? Those smaller stars that we see on this picture are representing individual aspirations and scattered possibilities. So that might be, Aquarius as a sign they're very much people that they don't do things from the ego. They're not driven by, I think I can do this really well, or I think I'm, going to make it. They go, I'm doing it because this is the way it should be. And so they go putting things right. So that's why we have attached to politics. That's why we have it as healing. And that's also why we have that connection to social media and social aspirations and principles. You know, a principle, what's a principle, you know, or an ideal? It's like how it should be. You know, my principles tell me I've got to do it like this, or it should be done like that. So that's a little bit about, you know, how the Aquarius energy is working. It's a very selfless, it's much more of, think of the star card as the collective, all of us. Yeah, it's good for all of us, and this is how it should be. So that's why it's healing. And in this card, in the back of our picture there, we've got a tree and we've got a little bird underneath that second star on the right. And that is a bird that has a very strange beak called the ibis. And the ibis has got like a fishing hook for a beak for that reason, so that it can hunt fish, quite simply. Okay, the lush landscape that we've got there is all to do with the growth and the abundance and the renewed life force. And this card's connection towards Aquarius, idealism, humanitarianism, and I can't even say it, humanitarianism, and innovation. You know, politics, getting things going, you know. Number 17, karmic cycles, how we overcome challenges with our spiritual growth. So there's a lot that goes on that actually is really linked to this card with healing, and quite often it's usually spiritual awakenings, you know, where you suddenly go, everything's suddenly gone a little bit upside down in my world. And, you know, we have the tower, and the tower broke us. You know, we're crumbling because we built it on, the tower was strong, but the actual ground was not. And so therefore it was never, it's like building a house on sand. It's not going to actually stand up. Yeah. So one bolt of lightning, sand collapses, tower goes down, and we go, oh, wow, what do I do now? Got nowhere to live, and, you know, battered and bruised, symbolically, of course. So this is a card that helps us heal. It shows a naked woman, and she's kneeling on the edge of a small pool. And she's holding 2 containers of water. One's in her left hand, and that's the subconscious, and the one on the right is the conscious. She's pouring that water to nourish the earth and continue this cycle of fertility, and it's represented by that lush greenery around her. The other container's pouring the water onto the dry land, and it's got 5 little rivulets representing the 5 senses. That woman has got 1 foot on the ground, which represents her practical grounding and her abilities and her common sense. And the other is in the water, and that represents her intuition and her inner resources, and the fact that she's listening to her inner voice. She's naked because it's representing her vulnerability and her purity underneath the vastness of that starry night sky. And behind her is shining that one big, large star, which represents the core essence. 7 smaller stars also represent our chakras. The 1 foot on the land means she's keeping a balance through her connection with the collective and with her unconscious. So think of healing, rest, spiritual quests, and look within. Don't look outwardly. Now, you see, they are looking outwardly, as in Aquarius, because they're looking out for everybody. But the answers will come from within, and that's why it's both. Okay? Making things happen from within us and expecting them to be real as if they were true right now. That's a big statement. You know, it's a bit like getting in the zone, isn't it? You know how we talk about an athlete being in the zone. You know, imagine winning it. Don't imagine I could, I might, this kind of thing. Okay. So, Zoe, I'm going to put your microphone on mute so you can relax. And if you need, do you want me to put you off camera for a little bit while you have a little rest? Are you okay? No, as long as you're happy. No, I'd like you there. But if you want to go, just do that and I'll know to actually, yeah, I haven't got your picture anymore. You have to send me one on WhatsApp so that people know you're still with us. I have, but it's somewhere in this lot. And there's that much, that's why it plays up. So, you know, you can relax. I've got the microphone on mute. And if you want to come in, you're welcome to come and sit next to me and Zoe, who's sitting here, and make a contribution. But I also know that you're working, so I'm taking calls, and I'm not sure if that's today or one of those days. So the streams that she's pouring into are the fruit of her meditation. And as it goes into the earth, that link with Aquarius is the water bearer. Now, people get confused, you know, the water bearer being a water sign. It's not, it's an air sign, but we can easily think, oh, water, it's a water sign, the air, okay? As it goes back into the pool, it goes back for everybody. So that might help you go, what she's taking out is not selfish. She's actually, because it needs to be done for all of us. We all need food. We all need water, whatever it is. This card is the third part in the tarot of our spiritual evolution. It's about finding the truth within yourself. There's nowhere to go when you've got this card apart from time with you, yourself, and only you. So that's why it's healing. The ibis bird is a goddess of fertility, okay? And the ibis is relating to a whole load of things in the past. But it's telling us that we need to look at the hidden qualities of nature and fish for what it is we need to find out. That's why the ibis is there, okay? And those stars are representing that our chakras are healing from that beautiful revelation of that very, very big star behind. And the tree in the background and the red bird that's there, and it's not so red in this. Each deck is different with its colouring. This is the huge Rider-Waite deck that I have. That ibis is sacred to Hermes, and it fishes with its beak, just as I said, with a fish hook. So we are supposed to fish. How? Through meditation. So the number 17 reduces down. 1 plus 7 equals 8. I've got the number 8. And that's the number of the strength card. So again, connected to our strength in some way, but it also represents our honesty, our durability, and our courage. And 17 is a harmonious number that brings about illumination to any problems that we've got, because we've got this great big star kind of going, right, can I let my imagination run away with me without having any illusion? And can it actually happen? So the number that's 1 in front of the 7, being 17, number 1 is of balance and harmony and gaining wisdom. And so that's what the number 1 in front of the 7, as in the number of the card is 17, is about making those progressive steps. If you look, the star that's the biggest star in this card is from the Hermit's lantern. Remember the Hermit? His lantern, it comes from that card. And it's a beacon of hope in the dark that shows us, you know, where we can go. In fact, bear with me a minute. I will have a PDF that I can bring up. Okay. It's probably going to be this one. If it's the wrong card, bear with me. Is it coming on? It's probably underneath this one. Hold on a second. Okay, no, it's the next one. There we go. No, it's the next one. There we go. Can you see the star there? Sorry, I should have prepared that a little bit better. Yeah, but that is what it's about. Okay, so back to, I think I'm PNG 18. Yeah, I am. So that's where that's coming from. That star comes from his lantern. All right. So the card centers around needing a time of withdrawal and a lot of soul searching. It's the peace that we will find after war. And, you know, she's free from clothes to represent being free from restrictions and unencumbered and liberated with no shame or concerns. Any questions, anybody? Do you let me know? Can you hear me? Can you send me an emoji to let me know that you can hear me all right? I know that Zoe can, but we're connected. Oh, oh, I like that emoji. That was lovely. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Just so that I know that everyone can hear on all the platforms. So, who have we got? We've got people in the Facebook groups, we've got people on YouTube, and we've also got people on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, do say hello. I can see that you're there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's always a good idea to come over onto YouTube so that it's definitely more stable. Right. So, where did I get to? Oh, good. Anne's saying that it's good. Bless you for that. Thanks very much. Okay. It didn't sound so good earlier because I was testing so much around my microphone Jan out of charge. So it was coming through my internal speakers on the Mac, which is a bit tinny. Okay. So she's free from clothes, which represents the fact that she is being free of all restriction, unencumbered. She's got no shame, no concerns. And she doesn't have that garland of flowers like the maiden does in some of the other tarot cards. So she has to transcend some of the innocence, like that of a child. So her hair is blonde, a sign of her innocence and youth. I hope you like that, Zoe. That's a bit of fun. Hi, Facebook user. Hello. We don't know who you are. Please, just actually give permission to eCam, and then we'll be able to separate who you are. Lovely to have you along, and you're very, very welcome. Oh, okay. I think I know who you are now. Oh, there you go. A relative of yours, I think, Zoe. You can say hi, and you've got your microphone back on now. You can say hi to your cousin there. Oh no, you're still muted. Sorry, darling.
It's okay.
Now you're okay.
Hi.
Tony. I can't hear you now. Hold on. And there's probably a reason for that. Sometimes what happens when I change scenes, I have to open and close my AirPods because they lose a connection. Okay, right. There you go, switching again. No problem. Hi, everybody. We suddenly lost everything. I don't know what you can and can't hear. I'm just connecting my iPods. Believe it or not, all of Facebook has suddenly gone clunk. So all of a sudden, Facebook, we've lost you all. So we're really sorry, but there was something telling us it was crashing from Facebook, and I've got my page, and I've got another page, and I've got groups. Yeah, and it took us all down from everything because Facebook crashed. And I was just explaining 4 different places that I actually stream to. And it's just gone. And Facebook's been weird all the time. Really, really weird. Believe it or not, we it can't start up again on I can see it as I'm looking at it right now. It can't start up again on Facebook, but we are streaming into YouTube and we're streaming into Twitch. So that's fine. And I've got this like triangle warning me saying, sorry, you've lost Facebook. But for so many different groups, it's not me, yeah. It's definitely Facebook. We've had problems with WhatsApp this week and all the rest of it. I think it's all the changes that's going on to make things better. Obviously, it's all trial and error. They'll get there, and so will we. Okay. So, the one foot in the water and the other. Well, she's kneeling actually, isn't she, on the grass, and that shows that she's grounded. Yeah. Don't know what you're saying there, Tony. Oh, yep, no Facebook. No, definitely not. It came up alerting me, Ecam, saying, oh, Facebook cannot restore. So I don't know if them as a platform has gone down. It doesn't matter. But give me a chance to actually reconnect back to YouTube and back into Twitch. So, yeah. So the green grass is a very earthy symbol. And, does anybody know what green actually means with the chakra? Look at the green behind me. It's our heart area. And just to give you some idea, that chakra, that's one to concentrate on the most because it's the one where the universe supports you. That's the one. Yeah? No, do you want me to put you on? I'll put you on mute if it's the dog. Yeah, I know. Gosh, my cushion fidgety tonight. Sorry, but you know what? I need to be comfortable. So, yeah, the green chakra is very much the universe supporting us. So that's a great one when you're healing. I think it was a goose that said to me, if it wasn't, I'm sorry, a goose. I'm sure you said, is that why we feel better when we go for a walk? And it's absolutely why we feel better because we're connecting, we're grounded, we're being reminded by that greenery. And think about it, how come the sky is blue, which is actually calm, peaceful serenity in our communication, giving us clarity. And wherever we look, we are surrounded by nature. That's usually, well, they say 40 shades of green. I think there's so many more than that, isn't there? So, yeah, this is really a beautiful, beautiful card. Even to just actually look at it, if you can't get outside, it lifts you, it boosts you. It's a beautiful illumination of everything. So it's a very earthy symbol and it's studded with pink flowers showing fertile ground and the mental and physical, representing health, energy, happiness, blessings. The water is the subconscious self and the grass is the conscious. The kneeling is a sign of worship, respect, which allows our inner faith into us from the world. And her energy is flowing with the water, showing her respect for life and the divine. And she's connecting to who she is as a person. She also demonstrates that she's facing left. And that side is for movement and for active thoughts. So if we face to the left, we are able to connect to that side of ourselves, to be able to have that coming in as active thinking. She's pouring the water from 2 jugs. As we said, this represents a continuous flow of life, our subconscious, our emotional energy, and everything flowing with the emotions. All emotions are imaginative, and any physical blocks that are there will be set free because the star is a card where everything flows and heals. And the jugs also represent balance, understanding, unity, and a bringing together of the opposites that helps us create that single focus. Being an orangey red, the actual utensils themselves, is symbolic of the desire, passion, direction, and it's a wish for her to have movement and growth. And of course, it's a vessel, okay? So one jug is pouring into the shallow and clear water. It's like a pool of water. And we also see that pool of water in the Temperance card. And again, it shows us that emotional clarity and the unconscious mind. Whilst that water's being poured, and the water is representing our emotion, and it's being poured and representing our life's interactions as it moves in and out of ever decreasing circles. The emotional energy with this card that's created from the star card ripples, and it's not splashing, and it's not waves, and it's not completely still. It's got that ripple effect that we have. But there's a gentle movement that shows power and imagination. So we've got to get rid of all illusions and bring about a happiness. I mean, you've only got to look at this card and you can kind of feel that positive energy. And it makes you feel a little bit like, we're intuitive. And she's gazing into the pool, water scrying. You know what water scrying is? It's where people gaze in and they see pictures in the water. I remember doing a course on that many years ago. It's wonderful, really wonderful. And you can actually turn around if you go, gosh, I can't see anything. Absolutely, calmness, peace, serenity. The answers are coming. Also, really remember, this is social media. When you look at this card, why? And you might go, oh gosh, social media is, whatever you want to say about it. I won't plant anything. We are very grateful to social media. Connection to the collective. And it can be political. It can be that it heals us. It can be, look at us. Where are we tonight? Sitting here, connecting from all over the world, doing tarot. Who would have thought that? Yes, I used to do it on telephones, but to be able to see the card, to see our lovely guest student Zoe, to see me. I can't see you unless you actually do the link. As in, I'll put that up again in case it actually disappeared. There you go. If you want to join us, you're very welcome to do so. And there is the link in which to do it. Okay, so very gently gazing into the water and enjoying the movement and the feeling and being at peace. And the water's being poured onto the land. It's not wasted because it's flowing out of those 5 rivulet streams, which represent the senses, as I said, the 5 senses, which allows for that interaction with everyday life to give us our foundations so that we're not up with the fairies all the time. If you notice, one of those little streams or rivulets is flowing back into that pool to join the water in the pool, and it's showing that this is a fertile time of growth, a time of expanding ourselves and to look at our own potential. So everything is connected, everything is in harmony. No wonder we feel so good, because we're actually going, yeah, it's all connected, it's all flowing the way that it should be. And this is a card that offers no hindrance, just a peacefulness and a hope that, we've got a brighter. Aquarius is about hope, and don't forget that's exactly what it means. And so it's not, it's bringing us peace, it's allowing us freedom, it's bringing about a new way of feeling, everything's emerging, everything's growing, everything's of benefit to those who need it. Remember what I say, what do we all need? And behind the woman in that tree is that bird that, again, I'm going to say, it keeps coming up. It's symbolic of life, wisdom, prosperity, meditation, fishing for what we need because it's the ibis. And it's a symbol of reaching higher levels of conscientiousness and flexibility. Because you know that bird can walk, swim, and fly. And it's a fisherman. So that bird also, the ibis, symbolizes creativity and good luck. And that also comes very much from the Egyptian sort of faith. So this is very much a card that sparks the mind. But the only way in which we can actually do that is to be in a place where we can hear. So that's why we need calmness and peacefulness to go within ourselves. And, you know, if I'm talking to you, Zoe, and we're at a football match, and I'm trying to say to you, Zoe, do you want a bottle of water? I'm going that way. And you might be going, you know, I can't hear you. Well, you won't. There's too much noise to be able to hear that. So people say, I can't meditate. I'm too, no way. Well, I was taught that to meditate, we needed to actually focus on a blackboard and think about an orange on the blackboard and don't let anything else happen. That does not work for me, and it probably doesn't work for a lot of people. You can use, a candle and watch the flame, but, then before you know it, listen, you're in meditation so many times during the day, you don't realize it. When you're sitting and looking at your fingernails or playing with, your hair or, doing something for seconds, you are zoning out into a place that you disconnect from everything. And that's where you go within yourself instead of the structure and the order that you're giving your brain. Make the breakfast, empty the bin, wash up, go and brush my teeth, go and get on the bus to go to work, whatever it is. All that list. Well, of course we have to do that, but we can zone out. So don't worry about, I call it letting your thoughts roll. Absolute brilliant question. Is the little budded flowers on the grass representing renewal and rebirth? Yes, indeed, it is. Absolutely right. It is. It's all to do with rebirthing and renewal. I've now set things up so that this has got a mind of its own. So it stays on the screen for about 15 seconds because I was aware that I had to keep watching and it was going over the overlays of what I'm showing you. So I can put it back on by all means. Absolutely. The little budded flowers, that's symbolic of renewal and rebirth. And I'm just about to say, that the sky shows that there's a new dawn, start of a new day. And when you get this new day, there is renewed optimism. And so this is a card of hope. And sorry, I'm going to pour myself some water. Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for that. Zoe, you might be thirsty. If you need to dash off, by all means, do so. To get, yeah? Do you want to drink or do you need to go? No, you're okay. Okay. You can actually. Any questions, Zoe, up to now? I've got you back on your mic.
Is it, what did you say, flowers or butterflies? I didn't really hear.
Okay. Anne is saying, is the budded flowers, you may not be able to see that on screen. Yeah, it does. I can understand why you might think butterflies. The budding flowers on the grass represent renewal and rebirth. I tell you, I know that because, when I actually have to edit and I have to put text on for the shorts, there's an auto thing. And every now and again, I go, how on earth did it think I said dubbed when I actually said something completely different to that? Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Budding flowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you want to? Can you see there's tiny little ones? Just
Yeah,
tiny, tiny, tiny. Yeah.
I always thought next to me.
Oh, show me that. Show me that. That's beautiful. That's so bright. What a great deck that is. It shows
That's
you
the
how
one.
much. I know, but you know what, Zoe? When you've got decks, trust me, I haven't got that particular deck sitting right next to me. Tony's got it because he's supposed to be scanning the plastic
Yeah.
cards. My plastic ones are a deep blue like that, but actually, I'm being silly. This is the giant Rider-Waite deck, the very, very big one that I'm using, this particular one. In the courses, I've used the Radiant Rider-Waite, but the variations upon the strength of colour, and you know, it affects me. If I see really bright blue, I love that, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what my latest little, and I recommend this. When I go for a walk with the dogs, can't believe I'm telling you this, folks, but I do. And I'm walking the dogs. I think, okay, while they're doing what they're doing, I'm looking around me for symbology of how I can represent um, my assistant has just has just brought my giant Rider-Waite ones. Yeah, and they're plastic. No, they're not the giant. I beg your pardon. Look, this is a really strong one. You might not see it because I've got a green screen on. Can you see it see-through? Can you see why it's see-through? That's because any green becomes see-through with a green screen. Yeah. So what's behind me is, it's just green. So giving my secrets now. Yeah. But you think, so it's a sunny day behind Anne-Marie. Well, I want it to be cheerful. I picked that so that people would feel we're in a garden almost together because, it's nighttime here sometimes when I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my purpose, you see how strong the colour is on that one and that one. You see? They're
Yeah.
really vivid. So just shows you, doesn't it? The difference in the strength. If I showed you the deck that I use perhaps almost daily upstairs, I do vary them. I've got about 6 that I use, but the one I've been using for a year, it's so worn because I do a lot of calls, folks. It's so worn and I shuffle so fast. And I put so many cards out and they are overlapping because I put 44 cards out that they've not just faded. If I was actually teaching with that and saying, can you see this? You'd be going, there's nothing there, Marie. That's just a bit of card and it's rubbed off. So now I can't. You just wouldn't be able to because they are that worn. And it's not because they are very old. It's because they've been used an awful lot in a very short period of time. And of course, no matter how careful you are with them, I've had these longer. It's just that the others are used. So I've got several decks in here. I mean, probably about 60 in the studio with me and a few in the house that I use. But yeah, you've got all this significance. But what I was saying is, get there. I'm very talkative, aren't I? But I think it helps. While I'm walking with the dogs, I actually think, right, I'm going to play a little game with my mind. This is time out for me. Soon I'll be back doing scripts and video and editing and calls, and it's 7 days a week, I can assure you, and there's nobody but me doing it. So I do get a little help, but not in these parts of it. They do my thumbnails and they do my posting and look after my website beautifully and do lots and lots of help for me, but they don't know what's in my mind. So sometimes my mind needs to relax and my thoughts need to roll too. So I walk and I go, right, let's start with the chakras. I want to see something red, whatever time of year it is. That can be really hard. And then I go through the chakra colours. I want to see red, and then I want to touch it so I can feel its power. And I want to see orange, and then yellow, then green, and then blue for the throat, and then the third eye, which is lilac or indigo, and then white or violet. Okay, so if I forgot one there, I'm sorry. I said it so quickly, but basically, looking for a red flower at this time of year where I live, almost really impossible. I'm in the mountains, and I've got olive groves everywhere, and we've got cherry blossom and apple blossom coming out now, and daffodils and daisies and all of that, but nothing red. Do you know what I saw yesterday when I was playing my little game, because I was looking for that sign? A poppy, a wild poppy. So it just shows you. Today I did it again, and I found a piece of heather that was red. And I just thought, there you go, you see, if you look. And so that's the symbology, that's the connection. And yes, what is it telling me? I'm asking it to show me that I am connected with the universe, and that I'm gaining its energy, and that I am decompressing from my sort of human side and feeling renewed. Just, I don't walk along. I mean, the dogs are pulling me, they're barking, they're this, that, and the other. It isn't like, oh, don't, I can't. But that's what I do. I grab what I can. Might take me half an hour to do it, but by then they've done their walk and I'm happy, they're happy. You can combine things. Do not feel that healing is about laying on, a couch in a darkened room and trying to meditate. It can be, but it's not the only way. It's a bit like when people talk about prayer. I was brought up, as in a religious school, Catholicism, and I'm very happy to have been part of that, and I still connect with it today. More than happy, because it was my foundations for where I am now, and it is what it is. The calmness and the peacefulness that you get from that, it's wonderful. But we were also told that you don't have to go to the church to actually pray. Yeah, you don't need to be in meditation to connect with your guides or the divine or anything that you want to, So it's all there. So this is such a beautiful card. So it renews our faith in everything, and those mountains are very far away behind that lady, and they are still visible. So that shows she's moved away from those problems. Mountains represent problems. They're not coming at her. She's left them behind. Yeah? They're no longer bothering her. They're not destroyed, but she's not forgotten them. They're not out of sight. She's reminded of the lessons that they taught her. So the star is an inner card with inner peace, understanding, and a relaxed mind, and often feeling a wholeness where we renew our connection. Do you feel better when you go for a walk, Zoe, and you walk the dog?
My dog want to walk like 5 minutes and that's it.
Oh, right.
So
Okay. No. That's fine. Home. Everyone's different. I can understand that. But what about you? If you go for a walk, do you like it, or do you?
I do it in the summer, like now when it's getting a bit warmer. In the winter.
No, it's not pleasant. Yeah, no. It's not comfortable. If it's comfortable and it's pretty, I mean, in Sweden, what's the weather like as in the summer? How hot can it get, or cold?
It can get pretty pretty hot, but it can still be so windy is cold. So
Aha.
the weather always changes a lot here in Sweden. So like
Yeah.
yesterday it was snowing a bit. Now it was sun.
Wow. Wow. I don't know if you saw the tutorial the other night. We had a mini hurricane going on, a tornado sort of type thing that came. And while we'd had it for 24 hours. So, we get extremes, but it can be like -3. And, we had such heavy rain that everyone said, put your microphone in front of your face because the rain's too heavy, we can't hear you. And then, of course, it stopped. And then they said, take it away, put it back here because it was too loud at that point. But even, the viewers could hear
Mm.
what was going on. And then today, beautiful spring day, in the house, I've still got my thermals on because I feel the cold, because I've got thyroid problem of not having a thyroid. So yeah, I feel cold. But yeah, it's about what do we feel? And sometimes we can go for a walk and, it just, yeah, we've got to think if the weather's not good, it's not the wisest thing to do. But if it's a spring day like it was today, then yeah, it's perfect. So our beautiful, gentle, cheerful, healing star card that brings us such joy. That energy is a light being turned on from outside and inside of us, illuminating any darkness or anything that we couldn't see before. And that's why I talked a little bit more about how do you relax, how do you meditate. Normally I've been whizzing through the other cards, as in there's been so much to sort of give you the facts on because it's so misunderstood. Whereas this is just lovely. This is the brightness. This is the future. This is the guiding energy towards healing and our renewed sense of purpose. So, it's just one of those things where this magnificent star that we see um, really, really helps us to be able to know that we are being cared for, nurtured, not forgotten. And when the star card comes up in a reading, it should make you think that you've got hope, healing, renewed faith, inspiration will flood in. It urges you to trust your intuition and reach your dreams. It's there after a difficult period. The star card whispers to you of physical and emotional recovery. It can also signify artistic expression, spiritual breakthroughs, you know, bit like, you can have a spiritual breakthrough, like you said, if we were at a football match, but you're not going to hear it. If you go outside and it's quiet without the actual crowd noise, you're much more likely to be able to hear what your friend's saying to you. Yeah, so quietness is needed, and yeah, an openness to guidance. And the message is timeless in this card. Even in darkness, light's enduring, and it encourages us to just trust and trust the process, tap into ourselves, into our inner strength, and have that faith that everything is unfolding as it's meant to be. And I started with saying that this is a card of kind of going, we need to do it because it just needs to be. It's nothing to do with the ego or I'm this or I'm that. It's just the collective needs this. And so when this comes in, if you're healing yourself, believe it or not, if you're good to yourself, you're passing that on. You're a ray of light to others. So it's a glow that will appear in a reading that's absolutely all about the promise of renewed hope, inspiration, and unlimited potential that lies right in front of us. Okay, any questions, anybody? I know we've lost Facebook lot. I think that No, Twitch is back. Hi, Twitch viewers. Wonderful. Thank you so much. You're an absolute fabulous lot. Keep coming on there and supporting little old me that's not been there for very long. Zoe, do you have any questions about that?
No, I don't.
You don't. You think it's covered it all? Yeah. Yeah. So if you got this card, I think that it'd be nice to say, if you got this card, you're going to have a really lovely sort of day, or wherever you've pulled it for. If you've pulled it for yourself, you know, it's beautiful. Remember, folks, we'll be looking at how we read this card by using tarot pairs, and how we do that is on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock. Okay, so what else have I got for you? This. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, and till next time, I'll see you Tuesday. All right. All the very best now. Thanks for your company. Thanks, Zoe. Thank you very much. All right. You take care now, my lovely.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye.